welcome to our listeners a special guest. Jody is from Chatbook, and she's not going to talk. She's going to share to help me understand it more, because I signed up about a year ago and I had a stroke, so I didn't really kind of get on board with the system of it, and I couldn't really understand. So Jody's agreed to come on and share with our viewers, if possible, how this can be a really cool concept for our seniors. So Jody, tell us, what is Chatbook?
Yeah, Chatbooks is a photo book company. Our mission is to strengthen families, and we find that printing your photos and having them in your hands is, one of the best ways to do that. I have 3 young children of my own, and often find them sitting looking at their Chatbooks, remembering things that they may not have remembered because it's in this photo, it's in their hand. I love Chatbooks because, like I said, my boys love to look at pictures of themselves, and I don't want to hand them my phone. I want to hand them, a little Chatbook so that they can look. And that one is very pre-loved by my, by my toddler. But, it's just getting your pictures off of your phone and into your hands, essentially.
Awesome. So how does the concept work? So if somebody's interested, what do they have to do? And what's the process look like for Chatbook?
Yeah. So you'll sign up, create an account. And then from there, it's pretty easy to set up a subscription. We have a monthly mini subscription, which is this smaller book. It's 5x5. It's perfect for little hands, like I said. And then we have a month book subscription as well, which is a 5x7 book that can be soft cover or hardcover, which is what you had initially signed up for. Once you do that, when you sign up, you're charged for the previous month's book, and then moving forward, you're charged for the current month's book on the subscription at the end of every month. So those credits are created, and then it's up to you as the customer to go in and add photos to your book and then send it to print from there.
Do you guys have anything, I'm a video learner because I can stop things and look at it.
Yep.
Is there tutorials that are available to be able to help? And I'm a firm believer in not try to master everything, but I give it to people that could. But is that something that's available with Chatbook?
Yeah, so we have a couple blog posts right now that kind of walk you through images, but our team, my customer success team right now, is working on how to blogs and videos right now to kind of walk you through the process, because we do understand the importance of those. And like you said, the ability to pause it and, make sure you're in the right spot and everything. We understand how crucial that can be for some of our customers. So Those are coming.
Awesome. Hey, it's an evolution of everything. So how'd the concept get started?
Yeah. So our co-founder, Vanessa Quigley, she has 7 kids.
Whoa.
And her youngest, she found him one day just so sad, just hugging this photo book type thing that his preschool teacher had given to them for graduation or something. And she realized that she wanted to have pictures of him printed. And because he was, 7 of 7, by that point, they may not have had any pictures of him printed. And so she went to her husband, Nate, and, said, I want to be able to take my Instagram feed and print that immediately so that's where it initially started, was with Instagram and printing your Instagram, and those captions came right over. But now we're kind of more, we've noticed that people have fallen away from posting, on social media. And so we are diving in and investing more into this camera roll series and being able to just take the photos directly from your phone. That's where they get the best quality as well. just right off your camera roll instead of going through Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else. So that's kind of where we're focusing in on right now, because we have noticed that decline in people wanting to share through social media.
Yeah, I agree with you there, because I haven't been on social in 9 months.
Yeah.
So, I guess, and I ran a digital business for years. So that was kind of a new thing, but it was refreshing for me. I watch TV. So, so I've totally disengaged with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped me focus on some other things. Tell me, because I look for these things all the time. I believe in them 100%. Google has Google Photos, and you can buy it. Tell us the difference between Chatbook and what you see out there with, Google Photos, and you can buy a book from them and all that kind of stuff.
I've not actually bought or gone through any of those processes. I've been with Chatbooks for 6 years now, and kind of just.
Yeah, no, I understand. I guess I'm just like, I have certain things. I always try to figure out things.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So tell us some stories from people that you've engaged with, what they've been able to enjoy from Chatbook.
Yeah. One of my favorite ways that our customers Chatbook is through, is with their children's art. So for example, you have a preschooler who comes home with a different art piece every single day, and you don't want to throw it away, but you don't want to keep it. So what our customers are doing are printing those and putting them into a book. And then I've done that as well. It makes my kids feel so special because they have a book of art that they've created.
Yes.
They want to show it to everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to keep my grandkids like in a folder. So I'd stick them in there, and the folder's getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. And I don't go into the file.
Yeah. Or you're not pulling it out and re-looking at it. But with the book, you can.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you just gave me a great idea.
It's one of my, they always talk about mom guilt or, parental guilt. And that is one of the things that I can with 100% say I don't feel throwing away their picture, because I know it's going to be printed into a book for them. And because I want them to have it. I just, like you said, I don't want that folder, and I'm not going back through that folder ever. Once I put it in there, I don't remember.
Life's busy. You don't have time to go digging into files and go, where's that paper? Where's that artwork that they did 6 years ago?
Yeah. So you just pull out that book and are good. That would be like our classic book, which is a one-time book. Most customers just do a classic book, but with our month books, we find a lot, celebrating the first year of their baby's life as they grow. It's a book a month. So they, have a new picture of the baby at a certain, 2 months, 3 months on the cover, and then just milestones within. Let's see.
No, I really love that, because we're in the senior community. And so the idea that you could celebrate the birth of and just be able to put it in a little book. I mean, how special is that to be able to pass that around? Because, seniors, they just aren't going to be looking at their phone and looking at. So touch and feel it, that could be really special. Yeah. So
and we find some of our customers who live away from their grandparents, and have their kids' grandparents, they will create the books and send them a book every month too, so that they can see these photos. Maybe these grandparents aren't on social media, or the family's not on social media. Right. So they can, instead of having to send, they'll probably still send photos through text to grandparents, but they have this book again that they can look through themselves. But then, my grandma is all about sharing what we've done, and what her great grandkids are doing, so that they can show, and like you said, physically have that in their hands is a very important, that's very important to us, because there's just different emotions that come when you have it in your hands versus scrolling.
So for our viewers, let's say I sign up for a subscription and I have 6 kids. I could send 2 books to each during a year, and I could direct them specifically to them.
Yes.
So as a grandparent, and you want to make sure that you can, okay, so it's easy to do that. You're
So
sending.
you would have to change the shipping address on the order. You could order one for yourself and then order an additional copy and send that straight to your kid instead of having it, if you wanted one as well.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. So when you're buying it, and it's going to be 12 books that you're going to get over the year. But if you want to take an additional one in, say, June, and it's the beginning of the summer, and you're going to send it to somebody, you could just create 2 books and send one to another.
Absolutely.
person.
Yeah, you're just going to create that one book. And then once that's created, you'll just order it, and it's called an additional copy. You'll just send that directly to whoever you want. You would pay for that then. We do have a feature coming because right now our subscriptions, you can do them monthly or you can do them annually. We recognize that some customers do not want 12 books a month. They don't have enough photos, or for whatever reason they don't. So we're working on implementing a feature where you can have less books per month on your subscription. That's coming out fairly soon in the near future. So we're excited to be able to release that for those customers who may not have as many photos, or they just don't want as many books. We're just grateful. And all of this came from feedback from our customers. So we're so grateful for that.
Well, that's just an idea hit my, because I do a golf podcast. That's my primary one. But, golfers with their kids, to be able to put the swings in a book like the summer of 23, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of pictures that they could be looking at. I think that would be really neat, because they actually can see what they're doing. Because if you're interested in golf, golfers are crazy. They just love golf. They just, anything that I passed a guy in the gym, and 45 minutes later, we're still talking golf, and he's 82, I think. And so, he still plays a little bit, a lot. But the stories, and he brings his grandson to the driving range, and he's doing all this, and he's, going through all the swing techniques. So that can be a nice book that he gives his grandson.
Yep. Yeah.
That really and then creates that bond between grandparent and grandson, that he was teaching him golf, which we always like to do that with our grandkids. So
I'm left-handed, so I've never learned to golf, but I know there's left-handed gloves. I've just never been with somebody who has them. So that's not.
I'll say this. I have plenty of left-handed players. Left-handed people, they play golf right-handed, because
I do a lot right-handed. I just have never, taken that opportunity, because I think the first time I tried, I was very heavily left-handed, but I'll have to get out there and try it again with some right-handed gloves or gloves. Clubs.
The cool thing, does your husband play? Is he a golfer?
No.
Okay. So I went to a neurosurgeon after my surgery, and then every 6 months after my stroke, every 6 months you go back. So about the second time, I don't know how it came up, golf came up. So I said, do you play golf? And he was about to answer. I said, can I answer it for you? And he goes, well, yeah. I said, no. And I'll tell you the 2 reasons why you don't. You're a perfectionist and you have young kids. He goes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I said, well, I'll give you an idea, because that's what I do, podcasting. So I said, take your oldest to Topgolf and just hang out with her. She happens to be a girl. Boy was 4. So I said, just hang out with her. Just go in, and if she gets excited about it, she'll ask you. You won't have to ask her. And then I go back 6 months later. Do you know what happened?
She loved it.
She loved it. And now the 4-year-old is wanting to go.
Cool.
You kind of think that because you have young kids, you can't do it. But Topgolf, 2 hours, you get a bay and you just go in there and hang out. It's absolutely the coolest thing. And so now he's able to hang out with his daughter and now his son. And normally, you know, as we're working in our career, we don't have as much time with our kids unless we can intentionally build in. And golf's a perfect thing. Hey, you're outside, you're in a, you know, so that was really cool when that, and I went to last time and he said, yeah, my 4-year-old's playing now. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. And I always tell people in the golf podcast that don't, see, my partner's not a golfer. And that people get on there and they go, well, Jeff, you got to play golf. He goes, no, I don't. I don't need any pain. I'll sit wait in the 19th hole. When you come in, we'll have a beer and we'll just sit around. But he says, I see no enjoyment in golf.
Yeah.
I can get pain in other areas. I don't have to be hitting in the woods and doing all, but it's not for everybody. But golf is a chance for people just to hang out, socialize. Matter of fact, we're doing it here in this community, and we're going with a bunch of seniors, and a lot of them never heard about it. They went, what's that? I said,
really?
Well, it's for the young people. That's what they're really adapting to. So, so let's get back to Chatbook. I absolutely love the concept. I mean, it was kind of like, man, I would go in there one time trying to organize it, and I wouldn't give it enough time. And I just, you have to have the mindset, I guess. And maybe I didn't at the time. So that's why I wanted you to come on and just kind of talk it through, because this really helps me to understand the potential that, and I knew I missed it because I simply was the wrong time, wrong, whatever. So share with our listeners, we're going to go back into the senior community. We've talked a couple ideas, what you've seen with your seniors that have gotten Chatbook, or even the kids to the seniors. What ideas could we share with them?
I think, as I mentioned before, just sending that extra book out to grandparents, creating that additional subscription. That's where I've seen most of the interaction with the seniors is customers creating the books for them. But we do have, our senior customers who do enjoy Chatbooks and are good at it. I think the most important thing that I have learned with my personal subscription is that I have to stay up on it. If I get behind, I'm doomed. Because
that's true.
It's such a simple thing to go in and select the photos and add them, but it does take time. So we found that setting, time aside on your Google Calendar for a Sunday to add the photos. There's also a feature within Chatbooks where you can have, the machine learning will select the best images for you you give access to your camera roll. We're not going in, but you give the access, and then it will go in and select, 30 photos for you. And that's when I do it anymore, that's where I start. We just this year released the ability. So month books and minis, which are both in our subscriptions, used to only be allowed to have 30 photos. That was it. No more, no less. It had to be 30 photos. And we found a lot of our customers were creating a book, for a specific month, maybe October, when there's a lot of, fall festivities and Halloween and lots of photos. They would create a book for half of the month, and then they would need another one. So they'd send that to print and have us unlock it, and they'd add more photos. So they were ordering 2 books for 1 month. So we just recently released the ability to have up to 60 photos in a book. And with the month books, you can have collages, so you can have even more photos. But so what I do is I use that auto feature to select my first 30 photos, and then I'll go through and add any more that I feel like I want to have there within the month. You can turn it on so that it will show dates for your photos. You can add captions at the bottom of your photos, which I love to do because it's things like I mentioned at the beginning. It's when my kids go through and look at it, they may have not remembered what they said in that moment, but because I added that caption, they can train their brain to remember it in a way.
Absolutely.
But
No,
they, you know, it helps them
brilliant.
bring back those memories a little bit more. So captions are one of my favorite ways. And then that auto-populating, if you just don't, I mean, there are so many time constraints on all of our lives. And so using that feature to select and to just you don't even have to use those images. If you don't want to, you can, you know, select different ones, but just for a start, that's my favorite way to, you know, get myself started and on my way to getting my book printed and in my hands. So
that's the main thing. I have one question. It's kind of semi-bugged me. I always do calendars for my grandparent or my mom and in-law. So, but when I would do it, it would be like from Walgreens. And so the pictures will, I guess the iPhone takes picture. I haven't figured it out. HEIC. I guess does that mean it's live? But it would reject it. It would be blurry. So how do you guys have a way that all pictures taken on the iPhone can go into Chatbook?
No, we only are able to add a specific image types. If you give me just a minute, I can pull that up to be sure. We don't we cannot do HEIC or HEIF. What
is that? What does it mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that means.
I know, so you have JPEG and you got all that, but all I know is that one does not work. And I don't, and I've Googled it to convert it over, and I don't want to convert pictures over all the time. I was wondering, I guess I could do a TikTok search or something and see how I could, my settings on my phone would not create that. I'm sure.
I have a link here that will tell you how to change it in your phone to be JPEG and not HEIC. I do think it has something, as you mentioned, to do with the live photos.
Right.
But yeah, we don't, for whatever reason, we aren't able to add that type of photo to your channel.
I mean, everybody's the same way, but
you
know, we don't know the settings sometimes. And so
there's so much.
It's like, just give me the basic stuff so I can do it. You know, and if I want pictures for my books, I don't need to take them live.
Right.
I mean, so I would set it and then forget it, and then all my pictures would be good for it to go.
Yeah. Okay. One thing that is, because I take live images. I think I must have mine on my phone set to do JPEG because mine are live images and they go into my Chatbook. One thing that's really fun with the live images is that once you've created your month book and send it to print, we then take those photos and convert it into a movie that you can share on social media or something. And so then in that movie, if the photos are live, some of them will move as you're going through the photo. So that's kind of a fun.
Yes, it is.
You know, because it's kind of like a slideshow, but then they move just a little bit and it draws your eye in a little bit more and makes it more fun and makes that memory again more real because you're seeing movement within it. So those mini movies are newer to Chatbooks as well. And it's just a cool way because like I said, I don't like to post a million photos anymore on the social media, but I do like to share. And I know my grandparents and my parents and, you know, in-laws and people that I don't see every day and I don't send these photos to are on there. And so then I'll take that mini movie and add some sound from Instagram and put it on there. And then it's just another way to share those photos without having people have to slide through and it's only like a 1 minute video of those photos that are, you know, I have combined together for a specific purpose, whether it be a month or a vacation, etc.
No, I love it because I kept it on live because of that very reason. Google will make it into movies. And so to have some movement in it, it does catch the eye. It's almost like you've done the movie, but you haven't. You put pictures. I agree with you on that. Well, that'll help me because I think now I'll set it where I don't have that issue. I can just put them in there. So how do people get a hold of Chatbook? Is it chatbook.com or what is?
Yeah, so we have a website, chatbooks.com. If you're needing to reach out to our customer support team, that's hello@chatbooks.com.
Okay.
Then we also have the Chatbooks app, which you can find in your Google Play Store or the App Store.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Jody. I know you got work to do, and thanks for coming on and helping me understand more about Chatbook. And I can see kudos to who was the person that started it?
The Quigleys, Vanessa and Nate Quigley.
Yeah, kudos to the Quigleys because it's an absolutely rocking idea.
Yes. Yeah.
And I tell you, it's and I don't know even how I found it. So all of a sudden, when I saw it, I went, "Oh my gosh, I got to get this now."
Yeah.
But because it makes sense. Get those pictures off your phone and get them into books.
Your hands.
Make it fun to share and enjoy and create memories. So, all right. Thank you so much, Jody. I'm going to give you the parting thought, the last thought. What would you like to share with our viewers, the last thought?
Oh, goodness.
Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. I'm looking over here, and one of my favorite things about Chatbook is there's so many favorite things, but we have some fun cover options.
Oh,
so these are month books. This is one of our cover options. It's a color story. We have some that, you can just pick a specific color, but some have these fun designs on them. You can also make it so that it has your image on the cover. So it's a simple, our goal is to have it be easy and beyond easy and affordable, but also there are, ways that you can cater it to fit your aesthetic at home or, add your images, customize it to however you want to. So.
Well, you got my brain going because it's
great.
That bookcases back there. I could see just all these books that you've created with your grandkids and just things that then they come over and all of a sudden they're looking through it.
Yeah, I have one more thing. Yeah. This, like I said, is our monthly mini. This is pre-loved by my child. You can see that he's been through it. We do have what we call a toddler guarantee. So if your kid loves his book too much, or if he eats it, so many dogs eating it, the kids eating cereal and spilling on it. We have 100%, toddler guarantee where if that happens, you just reach out to our support team and we'll get that reprinted for you as well. So just, we see the importance in your kids and your family and everybody having these books in their hands. And we just want to make sure that comes through. So
awesome. It does, man. Thank you so much, Jody, for taking
You're welcome.
Sharing with our viewers Chatbook. We appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks.